to my art channel. Without further ado, let's get drawing.
Hi everybody, welcome back to my art channel. So today, to continue our awesome series of food videos, we are going to do a pumpkin spice coffee, which kind of falls into the fall and autumn theme and also to our food theme. I mean, who can't deal with daily issues of work and family and just adult life without coffee? And just let's be honest, pumpkin spice makes it all that much better. So to begin with, we're going to open up a 12 by 12 canvas and we're going to turn on our drawing guide, edit our drawing guide, click down here on symmetry, so you are now drawing with the symmetry effect turned on. I'm going to change my background color so that I can see what I'm drawing. I'm going to be drawing in white, so you can do this first base as an off-white or a cream color. Make sure your opacity is turned up. You don't need a too thick a pen. This is just to draw the outline and the base with. So to begin with, we're just going to be drawing an oval, like so. We're just going to fill it in. And then we are going to come down and draw the bottom of the coffee cup. Now you can move this up slightly and draw your curve of your coffee cup. And then you can fill in your coffee cup with white. You can also just click on freeform and then you can make your cup longer, like so that you can get the right shape that you want if you didn't draw it right the first time. So now I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to use my dry ink brush. Now for this drawing, I want to use the dry ink brush. It's a really cool, sketchy, autumny type feel brush. And I'm just going to go around the edges, just so that it's not so, the lines aren't so clean, they're a bit more feathery, and just something like that around the whole edge of the cup. You don't need to do this inside, we're going to be doing this in a different colour. Okay, now we are going to use a dark brown kind of coffee colour. We're just going to do a clipping mask for this. So add a new layer and create a clipping mask. And then you're just going to draw a dark, in the same dry ink brush, just a dark brownish colour, and then we're just going to do a dark cream grey underneath, like so. And then we are going to do an even darker brown just on top. I'm going to turn my brush size down, and then just on top. Now you can blend this top layer here so that all the three colours merge into one, and it looks a bit like a shadow. It's kind of the look that we're just going for, and then you can just bring the blend just slightly further down and then just carry on and make sure that you draw in the curve of the coffee cup. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and we're going to add a new layer, and we're going to be choosing a creamy kind of like a skin flesh, just a cream pale pink kind of color, which is what we're going to be using for our cream on the top. And I'm going to be doing this in my dry ink brush. So make sure you're on a new layer, and all you're just going to want to do, make sure you, for this one, you can turn on drawing assist on your layer. And then you're just going to want to come around here, and then you're just going to bring it in, and then you're going to do another layer, and another one on top. And then you're going to turn your drawing assist off, and then you're just going to do a whipped cream style on top, and then you're just going to colour in the whole area with your dry ink brush. And then we're just going to go ahead and add the details onto the cream, which will make it look like cream. You don't have to be too picky about colouring this in. We're going to be blending colours on top anyway. And also the whole idea of the dry ink brush is to give it that kind of just like chalky crayon sketch effect that is really popular at the minute. And I also love this style. Okay, so as you can see, we now have our coffee cup with our cream. So for our cream, we're going to add a new layer, and we're going to click on clipping mask. And then we are now going to go ahead and choose some darker browns from our palette. So let's go ahead, and I'm just going to do some darker lines around the edges and on the top where the cream would meet, you know, as if you're squirting cream on the top. And then we are going to blend. For my blender brush, I'm using my charcoal brush, by the way. And then we're just going to go ahead and blend in this colour. Like I said, I'm not looking for two clean straight lines on this illustration. A lot of the illustrations that I do are like that. I thought I'd go with something different today, and just try out something new with you all. My videos are made step by step, really slow, really easy, so that you can draw with me. Okay, so now we've blended in the cream on the top, and don't forget that you're going to want to blend in with the way that the cream's going. So don't blend that way. Make sure that you blend always in the way that the cream is flowing. And then you can also do in places a darker brown, and then you can blend those in as well. It's just about shadowing and textures. Okay, so there you have the base of the cream, which we're going to be adding some details to as well. So for the details, I'm just going to go ahead, I'm going to choose a really dark brown, and I'm just going to do some dots. And then in a really light brown or a kind of pinkish colour, you can do some more dots. And you can also choose pure white as well. Okay, we'll add the highlights on and the shadows right at the very end. So we are now going to go back to our cup, and we're going to add a new layer on top of these two and add a clipping mask. And we are going to choose a brown colour. I mean, the label on the coffee cup would be brown, I'm presuming. And we're just going to draw in a label on top of the coffee cup and just colour that in. Now, as you can see, the dry ink brush, the texture of it, it's very different to studio ink. It's kind of more like a crayon brush. Really fun. You can get some really cool effects with these brushes. Okay, now I'm just going to move this up, And again, you can change the size of the label. And then we're going to just go ahead and do a new layer and a new clipping mask. And we're just going to draw a circle. And this is where we're going to draw a small pumpkin. So just zoom in, add a new layer, again do clipping mask, and for your pumpkin you're going to want to be doing some orange colours. So the pumpkin shape, as you all know, is something that looks like this. Because it's on the label, you don't have to include too much detail. You're just going to alpha lock this pumpkin, and then you're just going to go ahead and add your pumpkin details. And then you are going to turn alpha lock off. And like I said, it really doesn't have to be a perfect pumpkin, because when you zoom out, it actually looks like a pumpkin. So even if it doesn't, it will do once you zoom out. Okay, so there you have your coffee cup with your pumpkin label. You can also do some cool calligraphy here on the label. You can really just play about with it. Okay, now the next thing I want to do is I want to do some cinnamon sticks. So on top of all these layers, I'm going to go ahead and draw a cinnamon stick. So I'm going to zoom in on one of my corners, and I'm going to be doing this in a light brown. Now, for your cinnamon stick, you're just going to want to draw a oval, and then you are going to want to draw a straight line and another straight line. And then you are going to want to bring a curve just to join it. Now this is a cinnamon stick. Well, it doesn't look like one, but it will do in a minute. Okay, so you're just gonna color it in. I'm just gonna color this part here in this orange. I'm gonna change all this to brown in a minute. Okay. And then this here in a darker brown. The top. Okay, we're now going to add some browns down here and some reds so that it actually looks like a cinnamon stick. You can't have a cinnamon stick that doesn't look like a cinnamon stick. Turn alpha lock on and go ahead and just blend your way through these colours. And then on the very top here, just bring your pen down to a smaller size. Just go ahead and draw a small swell. Okay, and then, whoops, then you are going to move and rotate your cinnamon stick. You can make it longer, which I think in this case would look a lot better. And you can make it thinner. Okay, so it's going to end up looking something like this. I'm going to duplicate it, and I'm just going to flip it, and I'm just going to place them both something like that. Now you can just group them, and you can move them until you get the perfect placement. And then once you have the perfect placement, you're going to go back onto your cream layer, and above the cream layer and underneath the cinnamon sticks, you're going to add a new layer. And with your inking pen, you're just going to go ahead and add above your cinnamon sticks. Sorry, I don't know why I said that. You're just going to go ahead and add some of the same colour that you used for the cream. And then you're just going to make sure that you blend it in. And you can also go back to your cinnamon sticks. You can turn off alpha lock and also blend them in with the cream so that it doesn't look too forced. And then you can just blend that in, and there you have your 2 blended cinnamon sticks into your pumpkin spice latte. Okay, now for the very last element of our drawing, I'm going to go ahead and choose a very dark purple or even a dark red, autumny kind of colours we're going to be going for. So for this part of your drawing, you're just going to want to draw, make sure you're on a new layer, sorry. You're just going to want to draw a very thin line, and then from that thin line, you're just going to draw some lines so that you can get the shape of a leaf. Once you've done that, you can go back to your yellows, golds, autumn colours, whichever colour that you want. And then from the bottom here, you're just going to bring out the leaves in the shape that you've just drawn. And then you'll end up with something like this. Then you're going to add a new layer and bring it underneath this outline. And you're just going to colour in using all your autumn colours that you see on leaves, oranges, reds, pinks and purples, dark greens, just all the interesting colours that autumn brings. And yellow, of course. We're just going to try and create the ombre kind of look. And make sure that you filled in all the space. And then you're just going to go ahead and blend all these colours in together. And this will give you a very cool autumn looking leaf. And then you can zoom in and you can just erase the parts that have come out the edges if you don't like it. You can also go back to your leaf layer and you can change the colour of your outline if you're not too sure. There, I think black looks better. Okay, then we're going to go ahead and we're just going to merge the 2 layers together because we're going to be duplicating them. So duplicate them, flip them about, have fun with them, and then just place them around your coffee cup. You can also do some cool text, maybe something like Happy Thanksgiving or who doesn't love pumpkin spice, and just really be creative. And then once you've kind of placed all your leaves, you can then duplicate again and you can change the colour. So you can drag and drop a different colour to your leaf so that you have maybe a redder leaf or a pinker leaf. And you can just resize them and play about with the colours. really fun to play about. I love playing about with the colours. Okay, then on top of all of this, we're just going to go ahead and add some highlights to your drawing. So I'm going to go to my studio pen. I'm going to turn the size up and I'm going to turn the opacity down. And I'm just going to use my white here really subtly and just add a few highlights. And then you can do the same with your black, and you can add just some really subtle shadows. And just play about with the detail. You can also add shadowing onto your leaves, or if you feel the need, to the bottom, the part of the cup. To do that, just go back to your cup and click on Alpha Lock and then draw. You can also do a clipping mask. Make sure you've got drawing assist turned off. And you can just add your shadow that you want. And then you can just blend it in. And just play about with adding extra shadows. Really fun, cool cartoon artwork. And then you can go ahead and you can turn your drawing guide off. And there you have your autumn full pumpkin spice latte.
Thanks for watching. If you liked what you saw, please go ahead and give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, because it really helps me in creating more free videos for all of you out there. So if you want to come and join my Procreate group, the links are in the description. I'd love for you to be a member of my group. We can share awesome ideas, tips and artwork. Also, please don't forget to tag me on Instagram so that I can see what work you've created from this awesome tutorial. So love to you all, and I'll see you in the next video.